The CEO of Binance single-handedly just collapsed the entire crypto market by liquidating his FTX position. Now, this could be the moment that I've been waiting for, a cataclysmic event that breaks down the entire crypto market, a full-blown meltdown down to 9 to 13K that I've been calling for this whole time. Could it be triggered by the collapse of the FTX broker, which is a massive broker? All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Again, this is not financial advice, just me talking about the dirty, nasty things that I do behind closed doors in the crypto trading world. Today, I just sold everything literally probably about an hour right before the entire market had a full-blown meltdown, as I alerted in my Telegram group. And if you're not in the Telegram group, you probably should be, because that's where you get all the juicy juice. Right? I said, sold my GMX and Bitcoin. Meh, fuck this CPI shit. Don't feel like being involved at the moment. We are in the later stage of the rally. Entries up here are less warranted. Sticking to cash in crypto, and I'll watch from the sidelines. We have had a good run on the cycle. Key is to get in early on the cycle and capitalize on the move. We just did that. Not chase the tail end of the cycle through high-risk data, right? Because we have CPI numbers coming out in just 2 days' time, right? Everything is timing and patience. Wolves get in early. Sheep chase the top. Sheep are the buyers that the wolves sell to at the top. With that also said, we still haven't hit the 23 to 25K range that I was hoping for, because that was kind of where I was looking to potentially get short. So unfortunately, I did not pick up my short position in crypto, but I am short US 30, and I am still short the USD JPY, which is basically I'm shorting the US dollar. Now, this is an interesting move that just happened November 7th, which was yesterday. CZ Binance, CEO of Binance, liquidated his entire FTT position. This is just post-exit risk management. Learning from Luna, we gave support before, but we won't pretend to make love after our divorce, right? We're not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. Onwards. I don't know the full story. I don't read a whole lot of the news, because the more news I read, the more distraction it gets me from actually looking at the charts, and the chart is what is telling the truth. The more news you read, the more it distracts you from making decisions based on the charts, and I make all my decisions based on the charts, which is why I sold today, which is why I told everyone in my Telegram group prior to FTX actually eating shit. I said FTT setting up for a potential dump if crypto reverses. This was right before it actually made a massive downside dump to the downside of about 35% at its low of today. But, you know, apparently FTX CEO is coming up with a bunch of ideas and kind of siding with the government. I think his approach to what's really going on here is that the government's going to regulate crypto no matter what, in some way, shape, or form. And he's trying to kind of become the middleman and say, hey, if we're going to get regulated anyways, how about I step in and try to make it work so it's a win-win for everyone? Whereas, you know, I think CZ is kind of saying here, we're not going to support anyone who will lobby against other industry players. Brief interruption from today's sponsor, none other than Hydra Funding, where you can use pro-level capital to earn pro-level profits. 75% of traders have accounts under $25,000. Now, this is a huge problem. Why? Because to make any sort of significant money, you do need a large account. If you only have $25,000 in your account, even if you double your account, which is almost an impossible feat to do within a year, guess what? You only made $25,000. And in the grand scheme of things, that's not a huge impact on your financial life. But with Hydra Funding, you can get access up to $500,000. All you got to do is pass our 3-step process to get funded. Step 1, you need to sign up for a challenge account with the account size you want. The max size, yes, is $500,000. You can go as low as $25,000, and all you got to do is pay a one-time fee of $250 for access to that account, or $5,000 one-time fee to get access to a $500,000 account. Now, we don't just give anybody money off the street. You do have to pass a single-phase evaluation process, of which you can't violate any of the loss rules. Over your own pace in time, you cannot have a 4% loss in a single day or go into a 5% loss overall in your account. Now, step 3, if you can achieve a 10% profit in your account without violating any of these rules, you just passed our single phase evaluation, and you will get funded up to $500,000 depending on which account you actually signed up for, down below, where you can have $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, or $500,000. And if you go to any of the competitors out there, they do have time limits, and they force you to try to earn 10% within 30 days, which forces you to trade even if the market's not in the right condition, and even if there's no setups. You are limited to just 30 days. On top of that, it's a 2-phase evaluation, so you have to do this 2 months in a row. We don't do that at Hydra. We have no time limits at all. You go at your own pace until you reach your 10% profit goal without violating any of those loss rules, and you will get funded in your account. Another big difference at Hydra is that there's over 1,000 trading instruments. You can trade 50 Forex pairs, 15 indices, 350 crypto pairs, 620 stocks, and 13 commodities. Hydra funding is a game changer when it comes to the diversity that you can trade all under one platform at MT4 or MT5. On top of that, guys, Hydra funding is partnered with an award-winning licensed broker called 8cap. As you can see here, I do have an account with 8cap. I'm trading live, currently short US30 as well as short USD JPY. On top of that, you can trade crypto, Forex, stocks, pretty much anything under the sun with Hydra funding. Anyways, guys, if you want to get funded up to $500,000 and stop making these baby gains in your tiny accounts and stop blowing up your accounts because you're taking extremely risky bets trying to double a $10,000 account, check out hydrafunding.io. It's a game changer for new and upcoming traders, and also for the 75% of traders who have accounts under $25,000, which I think CZ is kind of taking the stance of crypto is his own separate thing. We don't want to be regulated by governments, of which they probably will eventually. It's hard to compete with the government. The government wants to regulate you. You're probably going to get shut out of a lot of governments. So obviously FTX is a big player in the US as well. They have big partnerships with Circle, which I believe is a US backed company, I think. But, you know, Sam is basically, I think, trying to play the middleman of, hey, we're going to get regulated anyway, so how about I put my 2 cents in here and try to make it a win-win for me as well as the government as well as everybody in between. Now, obviously, crypto fanatics are fucking crazy lunatics and don't want to be touched by the government, which is probably not going to happen in the long run, but a lot of people I don't think like that idea. And the fact that he liquidated the FTT position, there's also BitBoy and Ryan Newman, I believe, who are also talking a lot of shit about him as well. And I have nothing against FTX, but there is no upside to keeping funds on any exchange, more so an exchange that has FUD, aka FTX. I'm almost sure FTX will be okay, but a tiny chance they're not. I wouldn't want to think I had the opportunity to withdraw and didn't take it. Side note, I had the opportunity to exit my UST position when it was at 60 cents. I landed in Narita Airport. UST is at 60 cents. I have about 15 minutes to catch my connecting flight. I had $2 million worth of UST and I said, fuck shit, god damn it, I gotta catch my flight. I could walk away right now and get out of this with about $700,000 loss or so. And I decided to say, you know what, let's just go big or go home, which was a bad decision. And also part of me was thinking, okay, this has to repeg because we hadn't really necessarily seen a full depeg and not a repeg of a stable coin. So part of me wasn't able to accept that $700,000 loss, and it turned into me losing the rest of the 1.4 million or whatever it was. But he makes a point there. You know, I would hate to have that opportunity to get out now and, you know, not take it, which is causing a big collapse across the board in FTT. As you can see, it is only down about 18%, but it did break down the chart that I was talking about here in the wolf pack. I said, hey guys, this is looking nasty here. If this breaks down here, you know, this could easily drop another 50%, of which now it's down about 18%. It was down about 35%, a little bit of a bounce here if we look at the intraday. The entire crypto market has been in a lull for quite some time, and there needs to be some sort of catalyst that just creates a shit show and breaks this entire thing down. And whatever's going on with FTX, I have no idea. I don't research that kind of shit. I just look at the charts and follow what's going on. And for me, the CPI numbers are coming out. Typically what we've seen every time in a CPI situation is that there's continued selling into the CPI situation, which is another 2 days of selling in my mind. And so I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of my longs and I'll reevaluate like literally minutes before the CPI and see if it's looking like at a potential buying area after a big sell-off. Potentially I'll rebuy. But right now I didn't want to be caught in whatever is going on. Typically we see continued selling into the CPI number. So I decided to get rid of the last of my positions here, of which then we saw a big meltdown in crypto, and we're now back down below 20K, which in the last video I told you, I said if we can't hold 20K, I think that's going to be a problem for crypto. It's definitely going to be looked at as a negative and bearish move across the board for crypto. Now obviously we still have 16 hours left in today's candle, so we don't know what's going to happen. This isn't a confirmed breakdown. We could, you know, reverse to the upside here and then all of a sudden, you know, get a bunch of bullish sentiment, come back in and start rebuying. But as of right now, we're breaking down below the trend X indicator. We're not holding about 20K. We have now failed to hold the previous higher low here as of right now at about 20K, and now we're currently at about 19.7 here on Bitcoin. So as of right now, I don't think this looks like a very bullish chart across the board in crypto. We've seen a lot of big moves to the downside. FTT, a very nasty drop below this major support here, which is basically the same exact chart that I've been forming across the board on Bitcoin, of which Bitcoin is still yet to break down this pattern, right? Same thing as Bitcoin, sideways descending triangle pattern forming up with the low at about 17.7. That's the the line in the sand here. And if we start breaking down below that, we're heading down to 9 to 13K down to these levels. If that's going to happen, I don't know. For me to like be like, okay, here's some good dip buying opportunities. Hodling is stupid if you buy into a bull run up here. Okay. If you're buying into a parabolic move and thinking you're going to hodl, that's stupid. Buying into a massive cataclysmic event in a market and then thinking, okay, now I can potentially hodl, I think that's a relatively good idea. And, you know, way less risky than trying to buy into a parabolic move. Buying and hodling into parabolic moves is the dumbest fucking thing you could possibly fucking think to do. And unfortunately, that's where most people buy to hodl is after everyone's talking about it, after it's at the top. And so that's what I hope to see happen because, you know, potentially I might buy the dip. That $2 million that I had in USD, that was my dip buying fund. That's where I was going to buy the dip down 913K. Now that 2 million's gone. Now I still have several million to potentially do that with, but I had another 2 million to do that with also. That sucks. You know, what can you do? That's kind of the situation, guys. I sold all my crypto. I'm not long. I'm not short anything inside of crypto. I did not get my opportunity to short into 23 to 25K, which is what I was hoping for, but we did not see any sort of sustained rally here. And as of right now we have CPI coming out Thursday morning, US time Eastern. And right now I'm still short US 30 as of right now. We got short up here. I was about 10 grand, but now we're back up. So I'm about almost even on my US 30. And I do believe we could potentially come back up here, retest, break out over these highs, get back into this range before then potentially coming back down, which was initially what I was hoping for. But we reversed here, which was actually below the support that I was looking for. So we retested trend X. Now we're retesting up here. I do think potential on the CPI numbers, we could spike up, get up here, bull trap everyone, and then see a collapse to the downside. You can see I am currently short here, and I still have more positions to get more short here if we do spike out over those highs. And you can also see that I am short USD JPY, of which has finally reversed this trend. If we look at the actual trading view here, it's finally reversing the trend X indicator, of which typically when we break down below there, this one wasn't that good, but here I made about 114,000 on this short. So I'm hoping to see a bit of a washout, right? If we can crack below these lows here, USD JPY, I do think we're going to see a bit of a panic sell-off, increased shorts, increased selling on the people who are on the long side, because it's going to be the official flip of the trend, a little bit of a spike to the downside. And I would love to lock in my gains anywhere between, you know, 140 and 144. As you can see, I do have some profit taking here in this range here, and potentially all the way down to retest these lows about 140. That would be kind of the ideal situation. I'm just looking for a quick, you know, dumpy dump here, but it could go lower. If this thing finally gets a trend reversal, there's a shitload of downside on this. Right now, I'm afraid of it happening just another one of these spikes. And the more that the markets dump, the more that the dollar is going to go up to the upside. Okay. And for me, I think the markets are going lower, which means that would push the dollar DXY index higher. I'm short both. And so I'm looking to take advantage of one last spike to the upside, get more short. And that will mean me locking in my gain down here on USD JPY. And then I'll also catch the US 30 dump to the downside if we crack below that. A very interesting day. To be honest, I wasn't expecting this to happen. I'd been following a little bit what's going on with CZ. I already sell the tokens and I saw the chart. I was like, oh shit, man, if crypto fucking dumps, like this is game over for FTX. And if there is a bank run, you know, the reserves are plummeting. FTX stablecoin reserves plunge as community fears bank run because everyone's withdrawing their crypto from FTX right now. What if they are insolvent? What if they can't supply enough cash in the actual reserves here to support everyone's withdrawals, which is a problem for a lot of brokers out there. That's what they call a bank run. And so it'll be interesting to see. We also have BitBoy talking a bunch of shit. He clearly does not like FTX. He's been talking a bunch of shit about Sam Bankman-Fried because of him working with the government to come up with regulations for stablecoins and stablecoin transactions, of which, you guys, someday everything's going to be regulated. We can only fight against this for so long to be, you know, try to be tax-free and get all this other shit. You either got to get a citizenship in a tax-free crypto country, but if you're in the US or something else, it's a battle you're not going to win, and eventually it's going to get regulated. And I think Sam knows that, and that's why he's just been like, all right, you know, we got to get some sort of regulation. If it's going to get regulated, maybe I should step in and try to fucking help and get it regulated in a way that's not as bad as it could be if only the government's doing it. Obviously, a lot of people are not going to like that, but a lot of people are fucking stupid. In fact, most people are stupid. But anyways, guys, as of right now, I'm short US 30, which means I'm overall short in the market. And, you know, I was temporarily long to take advantage of this, cycle to the upside. I didn't get my opportunity to get short, basically because CZ Binance single-handedly collapsed the entire crypto market. So if you want to play blame someone, blame CZ because he just liquidated his FTT and that triggered the fears of the bank run on FTX. FTX going under could be a cataclysmic moment and capitulation event for the entire crypto market if we finally go down 9 to 13K. So we'll see what happens. CPI numbers, guys, out on Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This, I'm hoping, is the event that triggers the sell-off on US 30. And I finally start collecting some bank. No altcoins to buy right now, guys, because I think that we're going lower. So we'll see what happens. But like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Be careful out there, all right? Or you're going to fucking lose everything. Seriously.